Hey, what's going on, everyone? So we're in the plant room right now. It's 1:24 a.m. I honestly didn't plan on coming in here and doing a video, but I realized my tomatoes are turning really ripe. Mostly because I had some of my tomatoes sitting on this wire rack that you see the cutting board on, and some of the tomatoes. Let me see if I can find the one down here, like this one right here. If you look at the bottom, you can kind of see some of the like indentations from the wire rack. It's because this tomato's getting ripe and becoming more soft as it ripens. So putting them on the wire cage like this is not recommended. I'd recommend you just put your tomatoes on a flat surface. Nothing with ridges or anything where they could dig into the tomato, especially the soft parts, because you don't want your tomato to start to get juicy or to start leaking and spoil or anything like that. But what we're about to do is take a live cut, because I realized that everything that I harvest on my channel, I always take pictures and post, not the after result, but I usually post a photo of the harvest after, usually when I cut into it. And I noticed I don't have a lot of photos of tomatoes I've cut into. So I want to get a little bit better about, examining the actual slice and talking about the color and really getting into the beauty of the actual plant. So we're gonna go ahead and cut open, think about cutting open both of them. I mean, we already have two ripe ones, so we might as well see what both of them look like, compare the difference. I mean, they're pretty much the same size. This one kind of looks more like, I guess, I don't want to say a heirloom tomato, but it kind of has like that, I don't know what this is called, but I know there's a lot of heirloom tomatoes kind of have like this look. Or not heirloom tomatoes, just tomatoes in general. I think the German Queen kind of has like this look at the top. It's like this, I don't know what this is called, like these like different like sections, kind of like how it's like raised up a little bit compared to how this one is just more smooth at the top. But let's get to cutting. Let me see. I think I'm gonna cut this guy right down the middle, and this one has a crack in the middle, so we're gonna go ahead and cut that right down the middle. Oh, I'm cutting the actual thing. Okay, let me hold on. I have my camera kind of. Usually I don't remove that just because it's making it hard to cut. I'm removing it. See, look how easy that went through. Oh, look at all those seeds. Look at all those seeds. And honestly, the slices I've been getting from them, I honestly can't tell if the fruit is fully developed, just because it doesn't look like a regular tomato, like looking inside, like the seeds kind of look like, at least where the seeds are stored right now, it look a little, I feel like it could have grown a little bit more on the inside, but that's why we're cutting it to really see. Let's go ahead and cut this bad boy open right here. Nice cut, go straight through. Lines are real nice. You know what? I think this one is a little, I don't know. Would you say this one is more mature than the tomato right there? I think both of the slices kind of look the same, if I'm being honest. I feel like this one looks a little bit better in terms of seed proportion. I feel like where the area where the seeds are located looks a little bit more even on this tomato compared to the one behind it. So maybe this one is a little less ripe. And it's okay. Any tomato that's not ripe or has cracks or anything, I plan on using for seed saving. And I'm gonna have a lot of tomato seeds, 'cause I have a good amount of tomatoes this season too. So, but that's how the pink Beverly tie-dye tomatoes look on the inside. And I'll be honest, I'm not disappointed, but I don't know why. I thought the streaks kind of went on the inside too, but I guess that would be kind of crazy to think that a tomato could have, variegated or like tie-dye color on the actual inside of the plant. But the skin itself is pretty beautiful. Like, I love the tie-dye splash of the red, the green. I honestly want to tell you a little bit of the yellow too, because when you look down, it is a little bit yellow towards the middle of the tomato. But the actual tomato, and even at the top, this one isn't too red at the top, but it does look more mature than the one behind it, in my opinion, just because of I just feel like the sides are more symmetric on this one compared to like this one right here, where it's like this large pocket of seeds, and then like this little tiny pocket of seeds. But overall, I am happy with the growth. I've had the tomatoes, and like I've had the tomato on burgers. And you know what? I do have a slice of a pink Beverly tomato that I cut a while back that looks more mature than both of these right here. Let me go ahead and just face these down real fast. I'm kind of curious. I want to cut another one. I kind of do want to see the ones that are more mature, what they're looking like. We have time. It's 1 a.m. The plants are sleeping, and I'm up. So let's go ahead and cut this guy right here. And you see, okay, there we go. Let's go. There, that's what I'm talking about. This right here, I think this might be the most, and it may just be the pink Beverly. It may just be how it looks as a tomato. I've never grown a beefsteak tomato, and I'll be honest, I've never really like looked inside and examined a tomato when I've cut it before, so I don't really know how symmetric like Roma tomatoes, beefsteak varieties are. I said Roma, but paste tomatoes, slicer, beefsteak tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are the only ones I know how they look. And if I saw a cherry tomato had an uneven growth, I would probably know that it didn't grow well. Just because those tomatoes are so small, and they usually grow, honestly, but picture perfect. The sun-grown cherry tomatoes, you cut them open, seeds on both sides are evenly, evenly matched. But we take a look at this one. It doesn't look too bad. I feel like the seeds are more even on this slice compared to these two tomatoes behind us right here. And if you look where the seeds are, we got some, this kind of like is a green, gel coating around the seeds. And to actually save the seeds, you have to remove that gel coating. And I remember my friend Kayla just telling me how to do it. It's been a while, but and lucky for me, I just saw her Instagram pop back up, so I'll definitely be texting her to ask her about tomato seed saving. But I'm pretty sure you just get a spoon. I said a spoon, a spoon. That's how you know it's late at night and we shouldn't be in the room recording, right? So you'll get a spoon and scoop out the tomato seeds, rinse them. Well, not rinse them. I guess you would put them in like a jar of water, because you want the gel coating to I guess to go away. I was gonna say disintegrate, but I don't think that was the word for that sentence. But you want the gel coating to be removed, so you could save the actual seed, because your seeds need to be dry for you to save them. Just taking them out like this, putting them on a paper towel and letting them dry, they're gonna end up molding because of the moisture of the gel, and also because most houses or anyone that's have seeds out, they have AC or a fan or some type of wind blowing. So that's going to be an easy way to have mold or some type of bacteria form. But I'd probably just get in and put it in a jar, shake it around a little bit, just to like maybe agitate the gel coating a little bit, help it come off easier. Take out the seeds, rinse them in a strainer, repeat the process maybe like 1 to 2, maybe 3 times, depending on how much gel coating is still remaining on the seeds. And once you're certain that the gel coating is gone, you could go ahead, rinse those seeds, strain them, and then you could actually start the drying process. And I can't tell you about the drying process because I've never actually saved tomato seeds before, but I can tell you what I know about, the first couple of steps. But I'm gonna record when I harvest the seeds and try to save them. And this is actually the first year that I'm planning on doing seed saving. I've been gardening for 4 now, but probably 3 full years, and 4 counting. I haven't seed saved once. I've had the opportunity plenty of times. I'm disappointed in myself because I didn't, especially with some of the plants that I've grown, and I haven't been able to find, like, I know I could find any seed I want online, but finding them in person a little more difficult. For example, the Puma pepper, that's a pepper I haven't seen since I've grown it. What else? I'm trying to think of things I've grown in the past. The Puma pepper is probably the most notable ones because of the purple leaves and purple purple peppers that turn like orange, bright orange, I believe. But other than that, I do wish I would have saved like seeds. And even from when I was growing like the orange jalapeno or serrano, shishito, and some of those peppers didn't grow that well, but I was still able to save some of the seeds if I was, you know, thinking a little bit more resourceful. But you know, this year, you know, we've been buying a lot of soil, doing a lot of raised bed things outside, so we're trying to cut the costs on a few things. And if we could cut the costs on buying seeds, you know, why not do that? Work smarter, not harder, right? But like always, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another Rooted Fits video. You'll see more tomato updates coming soon as we have more tomatoes start to ripen. I'm also gonna post a video of harvesting the actual seeds. And right before I go, I just want to show y'all these 2 tomatoes that I have on the lower level on the heat mat right now. This one right here has some cracks right here on the outside, but for the most part, the tomato itself looks pretty healthy. And I've had tomatoes with these little holes at the bottom when the tomato was going through the blossom end rot phase because my plant didn't have enough calcium. So I added some tomato fertilizer with calcium, and that pretty much fixed that problem. But overall, the plant's been growing pretty good. The only downfall I will say is probably the weight of the tomatoes versus the support of the tomato plant itself. There's a tomato cage in there, and there's stakes, but that plant definitely grew outside of the range of the tomato cage, which I didn't expect or plan on. And the same happened with the Super Sweet 100 cherry tomato and the Sun Gold cherry tomato. So I know now cherry tomatoes need a lot of space. And honestly, probably just do cherry tomatoes in the ground because of how crazy they grow. But I do know in the ground it probably grow even more, and probably double in size. Honestly, just growing naturally in the ground. I feel like everything that grows in the ground just grows a little bit better than things grown in the pot. Just because that's where things, you know, have been growing for years and years. But like always, stay tuned for more updates. More seed updates. I haven't done a seed update video in a while just because I've been working in the back, just maintaining everything I have. But I definitely want to get some herb seedlings down and some vegetable seedlings. And I'd like to mention too, I have a trip coming up to South Florida in June, and I definitely want to meet some gardening people. Even gardening friends gardening people that I met on my page. I would love to check out gardens. You know, and me personally, like, you know, I'm always working in the garden. I'm always outside. So if you need help, I'm gonna be there for 5 days. I don't mind taking 2 days out of my 5 days to, you know, do some gardening work with you. I don't mind, you know, going to the nursery, helping you carry bags of soil, whatever, you know, whatever the game plan is. I'm down. You know, the goal is to always, you know, grow together, not only as people, but as gardeners. So, you know, that's the plan. I want to go to some farmers markets. I want to go to a couple of nurseries, check out some of the tropical fruit varieties, because in South Florida, you know, they have the mangoes, avocados, soursop, papaya, guava, all that good stuff. Lychees. I never had lychees until my last trip to South Florida, but I love lychees. One of the best fruits I've ever had. I love the sweetness of the lychee. Like a lychee smoothie with a mango or passion fruit would just be amazing. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video because it is getting a little bit late, and I start to feel myself dozing a little bit as I stand up here talking to y'all. But thanks for watching as always, and stay tuned for more updates and more things from the channel. Bye for now.